Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and today I wanted to talk about something that I see people kind of talking about, but not really understanding what the real issue is going on, where we have Reddit posts. I've noticed a lot where we have, are we in a created by epidemic, or RNG, is it out of control? Whereas I'm like looking at the decks and I'm like, compared to old days of Hearthstone, it's not really that bad. But it got me thinking about, especially when we were co-casting the Winter Championships today, of the real problem why RNG or created by seems more impactful than it has been recently, despite the fact that there isn't really that much RNG stuff outside of like a couple of decks that are definitely casino based. But I wanted to go into identify the issue, why I think it's more prominent than maybe some people are realizing. And of course, if you enjoy the content on the channel, feel like I've earned your subscription, please hit that sub button down below. Give the video a like, as it helps the channel out a lot. And also reminder, we will be co-streaming, co-casting day 2 of the Winter Championships today. It's been really fun so far, a lot of heralding and unfortunately egg decks, but there is a drop for a Cataclysm pack. You just have to watch for an hour today. You can watch my stream over at Twitch or the official channel. Again, I'll be streaming it on YouTube as well, but you can only get drops on Twitch, but you don't want to miss out, at least on the one free packet. If you want to hang out, check out the games. It's a lot of fun. It'll be like probably another 8-hour stream or so, but I've been having a lot of fun with it, so don't miss out on that. Anyways, back to the topic at hand. What exactly is creating this created by epidemic? The reason by the way, I want to say, like, this meta, I'm like, the RNG isn't that insane. A lot of decks don't even have that much. And I'm like, looking back 5 years ago, I found this post. I was trying to find something similar to Discover Priest. This is the thing that got like renew and created by nerf, so you couldn't discover a renew into a renew. That was a real problem. You can look at the created by list of cards that were made this game. Multiple Power Word Shields, multiple Raised Deads, multiple Disciple of Galacrons. Like, they're playing more created by cards than the cards in their deck. That was kind of like peak random. I'm like, people are complaining that it's worse than ever now, when we had a deck and other decks of the like. I think another good example would have been Excavate Rogue. Like, that could just create infinite spells back in the day with that spider or whatever that got eventually buffed. So there have been like way crazier RNG metas, not even like that long ago. But isn't that crazy that 5 years ago was Discover Priest, and Priest has been literally paying for this deck ever since then, I feel like. So we get that comment of like, we've been here for a while. Discover is both my favorite and least favorite mechanic added to the game. And I mean, I can't imagine Hearthstone without Discover. Just create so many crazy moments, and you know, it's hard to find the right balance between too much Discover and not enough. Like, I feel like we're actually at a decent point, which is why, again, I was kind of befuddled by this post. And we got like the comment of, I don't think the game would have lasted anywhere near as long without tailored random generation. Magic Arena, especially Alchemy, was losing players until Conjure turned up. I have no idea what that means, but if you're a Magic player, you probably know. And this person says, I feel random generation Discover are better when its pools are pulling from our narrow, like Xavius, right from your deck. Wide examples like Rogue Imbue and Herald. You can say Priest Imbue as well, right? Can only get Priest spells, Priest minions. And then we say 90% might even be generous. I feel like almost every game I play is decided by Dark Gift or random minion generation. So a lot of talk is like complaining about, like, you know, the game's being decided by that, but it takes a while to find the root of the problem. And I don't even know if it's a problem. I'm just saying it's a root of why it feels like created by has more of an impact. Maybe it almost feels, and it's kind of to a comment where you gotta go a bit farther down to here. The Discover pool is ridiculous right now. So yeah, an oversight, I think, by Blizzard. And it's really important to note, which again, I have not seen a lot of people talking about. This is first expansion of the year. They actually downsized the amount of cards for standard, right? We're getting those class sets, more event cards. And by doing that, they eliminated a lot of weaker neutral cards. So basically what we're saying is the cards that typically created more low rolls, especially minion generation, were, you know, kind of nerfed or lowered in power level based on having more minions in the pool. But we're in the first expansion of a rotation with lesser cards than normal. The power level of Created by Discover Pool is effectively the best it's ever been. It's basically buffed by that. It's the secret buff going around in Hearthstone, where back, by the way, when we talk about this deck, there was also a much smaller pool Discover-wise, because that was the first expansion of the year. I think it was Forge of the Barons, and then the next expansion was, oh yeah, United and Stormwind, which changed a lot, but it had a much smaller Discover pool then, and we have an even smaller one now. So that is really impacting things, because if you look at the Hearthstone meta itself and the decks, how many decks have a ton of random in it? Aggro Paladin, none really. Bubble Paladin, you got like random holy spells from that dragon, I think, right? That's about it. Dragon Warrior, you got Dark Gifts from Dark Rider and Shadow Flame Suffusion. And that's like it. It's like 2 Discover cards. Spell Demon Hunter, main RNG. Some people are in Solitude, so there's a bit there, but pretty lackluster, is the Eternal Hold, which, by the way, I noted, fun fact, this card is bugged right now. There's 3 neutral demons it should be able to discover, but you can't. So this card, which already has a pretty narrow pool of demons, is missing 3 more demons that could be in there. Although you could argue 2 of these are pretty good, wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but Crater Experiment wouldn't be great, but you'd be less likely to get an Illidari, a Doomguard, you know, like an Omen, right? You're more likely to hit those stuff based on that card being bugged out, which I believe will be getting fixed in a future patch. But yeah, it's a pretty powerful deck, and maybe that bug fix would help dial back the deck a little bit. But overall, these are not super RNG heavy decks. The main exceptions being like Herald Rogue, right? Creating random spells. And, you know, if you're playing Imbue, getting random minions on top of that. Quest Mage, which is a complete RNG fiesta. If you were watching Winter Championships, there were some ridiculous games of a random nonsense, absolute random nonsense, but there really isn't that much. If you look at the grand scheme of things, it's just that the RNG cards, when they come down, they're so strong right now. Like there's like the Horn of Nature or whatever for Druid. That nature spell pool is really small. So you hit a card like Shallow Dristle really often, it's nuts, or just hit like a specific buff quite a bit. It's pretty crazy that when these cards are played in such a small Discover pool right now, the power level is nuts, and it stands out so much more than just your average Created by card right now, because every Discover just feels like it hits so much harder than we've been seeing in quite some time. So yeah, I think that's my theory about why people are feeling the Created by meta is like it's so strong right now, when for me, we're seeing, compared to last rotation, like last year, there actually wasn't a ton of Created by. It was just everything was so unbelievably efficient, and it made the game really boring. Like when I was casting esports stuff all of like last year, just watching Cycle Rogue into Spell Damage Druid into Starship decks, there's like almost no RNG besides draw RNG, and it was just really dull. Every game played out the same. Hearthstone needs that bit of spice, a little bit of RNG, you know, along the way to make it a lot more fun, which I agree, it's been more fun, and I don't feel like Created by is out of control. I just feel like the Created by cards are so freaking strong right now due to that smaller card pool, just due to also the lower power level in general in Hearthstone, that it stands out more, right? It stands out more than it has in a while. So I just thought I'd talk about that, see what you guys think about it. Thought it was a bit interesting. I wonder how many people are tuning into this and being like, are we talking about going first and second? Because yes, we've been talking about that for like, I think we had a video like 4 or 5 months ago where that issue has only gotten worse. And yeah, maybe we'll talk about that in a future video. But right now, I don't think RNG or Created by is out of control, but I do think its power level in just any given card right now, yeah, it's pretty darn strong. And as a result, I feel like it stands out way more than it normally does. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. And again, reminder, there will be day 2 of Winter Championships. Get your pack. I don't know if I'll upload a video tomorrow. I might. It's been really long days and we'll see. But again, it'll be another pack on Sunday. So if I don't upload again tomorrow, try and remember to watch at least an hour of that final day. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.